Just a reminder, Steelers fans, we are currently in a sub-battle with Falcons today, the Falcons channel here at Chat Sports, and we haven't lost a sub-battle yet this season, and we're not stopping now. So if you're new to the channel, you love the black and gold, you want to defend Steeler Nation this week off the field before the Steelers beat the crap out of the Falcons on the field this week, go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. What's good, Steeler Nation? My name is Jack Sperry, and this is Steelers Talk. We have a jam-packed show for you today with a bunch of awesome topics. Antonio Brown, there's a crazy situation unfolding in Tampa, Florida right now. We're going to get into all of that situation. Lamar Jackson had an injury yesterday to his thigh or to his quad. We're going to get into that as well and the potential impacts on the Steelers. And then we have three more names to add to the list of potential Matt Canada offensive coordinator replacements for the Steelers. It's going to be a great show, but let's just jump right into today's action. And right now, as I'm recording this video, Antonio Brown is currently in a standoff with Tampa police. He has locked himself inside of his Florida mansion. There is an active arrest warrant that was issued today, Thursday, December 1st, for the charge of domestic violence battery. Which, very serious charge there. One of the greatest Steelers receivers of all time right now seems to be having a complete mental breakdown. It's just a crazy situation. But raise your hand if you're surprised by this. No one is raising their hand right now because, this guy is absolutely nuts. He's been having this kind of erratic behavior for years now. Even with the Steelers, flipping coolers and, after the Vontaze Burfict hit, he's just never been the same. You got to think that there's something wrong with his head, with his brain. There's something that's affecting him there. And right now, as I'm recording this video, he is currently in a standoff with Tampa police. It's absolutely nuts. But let me know in the comments, guys, where you rank Antonio Brown on your list of all-time Steeler receivers. Is he the best of all time? This is the pinned comment on today's video. So whenever there's an ad break, go ahead and go into the comment section and type 1 for yes or type 0 for no. For me personally, I'm a Hines Ward guy. I think Hines Ward, he has all these Steelers records for receivers that Antonio did not break. So for me, Hines Ward is the number one receiver of all time. I'm going to answer 0 for no. All right, now let's get into Lamar Jackson's injury news here, where he left practice on Wednesday with a quad injury. Now, he's already been dealing with a hip injury. He was sick the other week as well. So he's been getting kind of like a laundry list of issues. And the big question now is, could this affect his play and or take him out for the next couple of weeks? Now, he's somebody that really relies on his legs, right? He's someone that really relies on being able to run the football and being dynamic with his legs. And now that he has a quad injury, depending on how severe this is, because we don't know how severe this injury is right now. Who knows? Who knows how serious this is going to be, if it's going to take him out, if it's going to affect his running. And look at the schedule here, guys. The Steelers play the Ravens twice this year. So depending on how severe this injury is, this could make those Ravens games a lot easier for the Steelers. It's something that could be really interesting for Pittsburgh, and where they could maybe not win a single one of those two games. Maybe they could win both or split now, which is absolutely massive if the Steelers are going to make the playoffs this season. I still think that it's probably going to be a split. I think they probably will win next week, but then that second game on the road in Baltimore, probably Lamar's going to be just fine, and they'll probably win that one. So I'm going to say they're going to be a split difference there. But at the end of the day, it's interesting to see where Lamar will go. We'll keep you guys updated. All right, coming up on the show, I have 3 names to add to the list of potential offensive coordinators of the future for the Pittsburgh Steelers. But before we get into anything else, let's have a word from our sponsor at BetUS. It is the sportsbook partner here at Chat Sports, and they're offering you guys a fantastic deal, a 125% deposit bonus on deposits of $100 to $600. So if you put in any amount between $100 and $600, they're going to give you 125% of that money back to you for free to use on your bets. You got to use promo code Steelers125 at our link at chatsports.com/bet. And when you get that 125% deposit bonus, why not use it on the Steelers game this week? I think the Steelers have a really good chance to beat the spread this week. They're favorited by just a single point. I think they're going to win by more than that. And I think that's a great bet to bet for the spread. And then the total over/under is at 42 right now. I'm not sure if I would bet the over or the under on that one just yet. I still have to dive into the research a little bit. But this is a fantastic opportunity. World Cup is going on right now too, guys. NBA, NHL. There's so much to bet on. Okay, so you got to go to chatsports.com/bet and use promo code Steelers125 to get that 125% deposit bonus. All right, now I've got three more names. We did Matt Canada replacements, Bleacher Report's Matt Canada replacements yesterday. Today I'm gonna add three more to my list. So here is the guys that I've put out in the past. Darrell Bevell is my number one guy right now. He is still my number one guy, even past the guys I'm bringing up today. Frank Reich, and then a couple other names that I think would work for the Steelers. So take a mental snapshot of that. And let's get right into my list today of people I'm adding to this list. Number one is Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator from Dallas. And right now you're probably saying, what are you talking about, Jack? There's no way Kellen Moore is coming to the Steelers. Well, I'm putting him on this list because he's a best case scenario, but it is unlikely. The only way that it can really happen is if Jerry Jones just gets fed up with Mike McCarthy after maybe, let's say, another first-round exit in the playoffs, and he hires someone like Sean Payton to take over as the Cowboys head coach, leaving Kellen Moore without a job. So why not come to the Steelers, right? You got really great receivers, right? Najee Harris. I mean, Kenny Pickett, if he keeps playing well towards the end of the season, maybe that could be a fit as well. So although I'm not this is probably unlikely, guys. I would say Moore could even replace McCarthy as the head coach as well. And then he's probably going to be a hot candidate for head coaching positions, whether or not McCarthy gets fired. So, I mean, I think this is unlikely, but I would love to see Kellen Moore as the Black and Gold's offensive coordinator. All right, and before I reveal my last two names here, I have a special Christmas promotion, guys. All right, it's the Christmas season. It's the season of giving, and I'm going to give something to you guys, all right? So follow me on Twitter right now, at Jack_Sperry. And if you follow me on Twitter, you will automatically be entered in a raffle to win a free Steelers jersey of the player of your choice. I'm going to be paying for this myself, guys. Don't just follow me to follow me, okay? I put my weekly Kenny Pickett film analysis on my Twitter. I have my live reactions to every Steelers game. I mean, I put a lot of additional Steelers content on my Twitter. And if you already follow me on Twitter, you're already entered to win this jersey. So congratulations to those of you that are already following me. But if you want to follow me and enter to win this free Steelers jersey on Christmas Day, I'm going to be revealing the winner on Christmas Day. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter right now. All right, now let's get into my number two person on my list today, Pete Carmichael, the offensive coordinator from New Orleans. Now, obviously, this is if Dennis Allen gets fired as the Saints head coach, and it's starting to look that way because the Saints are really underperforming expectations this season. And I think Carmichael is probably a more realistic possibility than Kellen Moore is, right? Now, if Sean Payton gets hired somewhere, it's very possible that Carmichael, who was with Payton for a very, very long time, goes with Sean Payton wherever he ends up and ends up being his offensive coordinator. But at the same time, if Payton decides to take another year or something like that, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Tomlin gives a call to Pete Carmichael, who's been with Sean Payton for many years. He's been around the game for a long time. And I don't really blame the Saints' offensive struggles on Carmichael, right? The offensive line's been bad. The quarterback play has been really bad. They've had injuries at the wide receiver position. So he's somebody that could come in and really do some good things for the Steelers. He has a good track record of being around the right people in the National Football League. So I think he could be a potential success with the Steelers if they were to hire him. And now I got one more name on my list, guys, and don't freak out, all right? At least listen to me here. Nathaniel Hackett. Now, I know that a lot of you right now are like, what? This guy sucks. He's a fraud. This guy's offense is terrible right now. What are you talking about, Jack? But here's the thing, guys. Nathaniel Hackett had a certain type of system, right? It was that third-generation West Coast system with Matt LaFleur and Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. And then he got Russell Wilson in Denver, and he has his own system, guys. Like, he's run the same system for the last 10 years in Seattle. It doesn't matter who the offensive coordinator is. It doesn't matter who the head coach is. Russell Wilson likes his stuff. He likes to run certain stuff in his offense, and he doesn't want to run anything else. So it's not really Nathaniel Hackett's fault that he's running an offense right now that he has no expertise in whatsoever. So I think if he comes to the Steelers, not only do you get, I think he can be a solid offensive coordinator. Right? We saw this in Green Bay, right? He had 3 straight 13-win seasons and had one of the best stretches offensively in NFL history. Now, obviously, Aaron Rodgers and Matt LaFleur, they had a hand in that as well. But at the end of the day, he comes from that tree, that third-generation West Coast system that I want for the Steelers. I think it's a QB-friendly system that can really work well with Kenny Pickett's skill set. It's something that can get the run game going. At the end of the day, no one's going to want this guy as a head coach in the future either. So not only do we get the offense that we want, we get somebody that's really good with quarterbacks. Apparently, Aaron Rodgers is still really great friends with him, right? It's not easy to please Aaron Rodgers, mind you. And, the fact that if he ends up being a success, no one's going to want to poach him, right? If you get a Kellen Moore or you get somebody like a Joe Brady and they end up doing great for the Steelers, somebody's going to hire them as their head coach. But after we've seen what Nathaniel Hackett is as a head coach, terrible game manager, no one's going to want to hire this dude. This guy's not a leader. He's more of a career coordinator. And with Mike Tomlin, needs someone to run that offense and be a steady rock on the offensive side of the ball. Nathaniel Hackett could be that rock because if he has success, nobody's still going to want to hire him as a head coach again because he's done so bad in Denver this year. So that's another plus. All right, guys, it's time to let me know if I'm crazy for thinking Nathaniel Hackett could potentially be a solid hire at offensive coordinator. He's not my favorite candidate by any means, but I wouldn't hate it if they hired him. All right, but let me know in the comments right now, could Hackett be a good offensive coordinator for the Steelers? Type Y for yes or type N for no. All right, that's going to be it for today's show, Yinzers. We appreciate you here at Steeler Nation. And if you are a real one and made it to the end of the video, type "here we go" in the comments so we know who you are. And until next time, guys, peace.